Hello, I decided to do a video of my garden, video tour, instead of just taking pictures. So let's start over here. This is my herb bed. uh, Basil, dill, parsley, thyme, oregano, cilantro. Some of it grew from seeds, some of it I had to go and buy because it just was not growing. And I'm going to have to come out and pull off the tops where it's flowering so that they can continue to produce. But I'll do that a little later, now that I know it needs to be done, and I just drop them in there. Okay, down here is kale. This is mint. This was spinach, but it is going to seed, flower, whatever you want to call it. More mint. Put lettuce in here, never grew. Here's more of my herb bed. Here had radishes, ripped those out, and now I have tomatoes planted and ground cherry tomatoes planted here, so we'll see how those do. Then over here we have pepper plant. I believe this is my bell pepper. Woof! Gosh, the bugs. Tomato plant here, 2 different varieties. Don't see them producing anything just yet. I believe those are the black cherries. Then over here is another pepper plant. And then this is my amaranth plant, which I'm going to harvest the amaranth, I believe, like seeds. And you can use them to make like grain dishes, like a grain cereal. I'll have to look up other recipes, but that's amaranth. It's doing pretty good. And another pepper plant down there. This has Swiss chard and onions that have been eaten on. This is another onion bed. These have gotten pretty big. They survived only because they are inside of here, whereas that one was here, so it was easy access for rabbits to eat on. Looks like there is a weed growing in here, and I'm not quite sure what that is because I know I threw in some seeds, so I'll let it go for now just to see what it is. If it's a weed, I'll rip it out. Looks like something has been digging in this bed. Maybe a deer or something, I don't know, but that groove was not there before, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Over here was my watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew melon in the tires, but someone told me that tires have toxins and the roots of your plants will absorb it and you could potentially get sick. So I ripped out all of my melons and I planted them in the black bags, but they did not survive, sadly. The transplant shocked them too badly, so I have replanted cantaloupe and honeydew, and cantaloupe, honeydew, and 2 varieties of watermelons. So we'll see how those go this season, or see how well they do this season. Now we are walking over to the new bed that I set up that had the beans and the asparagus that the deer or whatever had gotten into. So as you can see, I had to cover it in netting to protect it. And so far I have some beans that survived that are coming up, doing pretty good. My asparagus, if you can see through here, is doing pretty good. I planted some purple asparagus, and I also threw in asparagus seeds, so those are coming up as well. So I'm happy about that. So hopefully I'll get some beans this season, and then the asparagus, of course, I won't be able to harvest or do anything with until next year. So yeah, that is this bed here. Let's go check out some fruit trees. But before we get to the fruit trees, just whoo, look at that big old bumblebee. Sorry, I'm scared of bugs. They don't like me and I don't like them. And I seem to attract plenty. But this is our flower garden here. It was here when we bought the property, so I'm not sure what all of this is, but I do like to walk past it and look at it because I like to look at the butterflies that seem to have made their home here. But yeah, it's beautiful. So let's go check out the fruit trees. So we have up front 2 pear trees. So there's that one there and there's that one there, and already from where I'm standing I can see big fruit. As you can see, our neighbors are pretty close to our fruit trees, but these are ours, not theirs. Alrighty, so here is some pears that I am definitely looking forward to harvesting. Maybe making some pear fruit snacks, pear jam, or whatever else I can figure out, find a recipe for. But sadly we won't be able to get the ones higher up, but that's okay because there are plenty that are low enough for me to collect. And here is the other tree right over here, still doing pretty darn good, lots of fruit. Yeah, I'm happy about that. I just hope they're not too buggy. I don't really know what to do to prevent bugs from getting in pear trees. I don't think they're as bad as apple trees. I know apple trees you have to do a little bit early on, spraying them down with mineral oil and other things to prevent bugs from getting inside. I'll have to speak with my mother-in-law about that. She has an orchard on her property, so next year will be interesting. Let's go look at the apples. Alrighty, so walking to the backyard. Can always hear the bugs in the ground. I'm not sure what they are, but they make a horrifying sound. But then again, just about anything horrifies me living in such a rural area. I am a city girl through and through, but I'm slowly getting used to living in the country with all the bugs, all the wildlife. I've even taken to carrying my gun when I'm out here because I feel like I have to protect myself from rabid raccoons and any other thing that wants to come out and chase me. But you know, hey, hopefully I never have to use my gun. I can just yell and scream for my husband and he'll come right out. Woo! Gosh darn it. I'm not sure if you heard that, but that was a bee. Gosh darn it. Almost to the apple trees. This property is so big. I'm so happy my husband is the one that comes out and cut the grass. I do offer to do so, but he tells me he's got it, so I'm good with that too. Alrighty, so here is the apple trees. You know, I've looked at the apples and I don't know if they have worms in them or not. Like some of them you could tell, like that one right there probably has a worm in it. So I don't know, like we'll just have to go through them and, you know, and see what we can eat and not eat. I refuse to eat anything that has a worm in it. I refuse to eat around it, cut around it. It's just not happening. So there's that apple tree. And here's another apple tree. I don't know what variety they are. I just know they're apples. So yeah, we got like, I believe 3 apple trees. 3, no, let me see, 1, 2. Yeah, 3 apple trees. Some obviously, this one, and that one died. So we're gonna chop that down at the end of the season and plant something else, maybe a peach tree and a plum tree. Let's see what's happening with this tree. Oh, yeah, there's a little apple right there. I don't really like coming down this far though. Right behind here is a pond and there's wildlife back there. So yeah, I tend to not go too far back anymore. I'm a scary cat. But yeah, not very many apples on this tree. Getting sidetracked, aren't I? All right, let's go look at the blueberry bush that I said that I was going to put netting over to protect it from the birds. But of course, I am a procrastinator. I say I'm going to do something and I don't do it. Or if I do it, it's too late. And there are trees growing in here as well that needs to be chopped down. I swear, these trees have just gotten into everything. But I did, once upon a time, have some blueberries on this particular bush. Looks like they've all been eaten. But it looks like there might still be some over on this side. So maybe I will go ahead and try to put some netting over to save the last few blueberries. They're not ripe yet, which is probably why the birds haven't gotten to them. So there's still a chance for me to save them. Let's see what's up here. More trees. A couple of little blueberries. I really need to get in here and weed as well, because the weeds are getting a little out of control. But any blueberries here? Let's see. Looks like there are no blueberries, but I hear something. So let me slowly walk away. Let's go check out the garden. So here is the unfinished garden fence. We paid somebody to come out and hammer in the post, yet we still have not put the fencing around. So we really need to get on top of that pretty darn soon. All right, this is my garden. I'll get up close here in a minute. Just wanted to give you a view from a little ways back. All right, so we'll start at this bed. We do have some peppers growing in here. I'm not sure what it is about this metal bed, if there's not enough soil or if there's not enough nutrients in the soil. Some stuff is doing okay, some stuff not so much, even after watering. So it's a little frustrating. We put some fertilizer in here, well, my husband did a couple of days ago, but hopefully we'll see some improvement here soon. But this bed has peppers and tomatoes. As you can see, looks like something's been eaten on that tomato. Probably some worms in here somewhere, hogworms, hornworms, whatever they're called, I don't know. Forgive my pronunciation. Tomato plant with a tomato. That I believe is eggplant. Eggplant. I don't know, like, so I had everything organized and there was a storm and it blew over and everything got mixed up. So I'm not sure what's what. Some stuff I did go out and buy at the store. Some stuff I started from seed. Here's another tomato plant. I'm gonna have to come out and break off these leaves here. Oh gosh, gosh, you can't get it, but y'all come out here because you don't want to have dead, gosh darn it, bee. I'll come get it later. Yeah, you don't want to have dead vegetation because it just brings in bugs that will decimate your plant. This is garlic, and I planted some, what is it, okra in there with it. And this is another garlic bed with okra. These are more tomatoes. Now these seem to be doing pretty good in the metal bed. This one is falling over, so I'm gonna have to get a stake for it to have it sit up. More, gosh darn it, sorry, another bug. More tomatoes. So the tomatoes in this bed is doing pretty good, and so is the peppers. This is the bell pepper plant here. More tomatoes. That one seems to be doing okay. And yeah, and I put marigolds in here, different varieties of marigolds. Also put in some nasturtiums. Saw a few coming up in a couple of places. Over here, everything looks like it pretty much died. These, I think it was broccoli. Like I said, I can never be sure because everything got mixed up, but it looks like it's been eaten on too, so I'm a little disappointed. Next year will be better. This is my first garden in this house since we've moved here, so it's a learning experience this year. Let's take this and we will put this here. There we go. Now that's sitting up, and I'll come tie it off in a little bit. Definitely don't want the tomatoes hanging over. Alrighty, let's go look at the brick beds. Now the brick beds actually came with the house. The metal beds are the one that we added, and I'm gonna have a greenhouse in this section here soon. All right, so this is a zucchini plant. We did pick off a couple of zucchinis the other day, and I think in the back there, if you can see, it's charred. Yeah, this it's like wild. That's my borage plant, which borage is edible, but it also brings in pollinators. So got this plant. This, I believe it's an okra, a crimson, I believe. Don't take my word for it. If you grow vegetables, then you probably know what this is. I am not 100% sure. I don't think that's okra, actually. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Ooh, gosh darn it. This, I can hear the bugs. Ugh, gosh darn it. Alrighty, this is a cucumber plant. This is where I harvested the little tiny bush cucumber from the other day. I don't see any more. This is supposed to grow around this post, and every time I wrap it around, it comes undone. It just doesn't want to stay there, so I don't know. This is also another cucumber plant. This is a weed, I think. I'm pretty sure that's a weed. This monster here is spaghetti squash. And you can see there's a spaghetti squash growing right there. And there's a couple of more hidden in here, right back there. So it's doing pretty good. I am a little worried about the squash bugs, the stink bugs, whatever you want to call them, destroying the plant. But as long as I'm able to get a couple, then I'm okay with that. This is my long bean plant. Looks like those bugs are back, so I'm gonna have to come back out and spray them. I did get rid of them, but I guess not well enough because they're back. And here is some long beans. God, with bugs on my fingers now. Gross, gross, gross. So y'all have to come out and spray again. It's upsetting. Just get that and wrap that. Ew, gross. Ugh. Yeah, don't ask me how I'm able to grow vegetables if I'm this disgusted. I don't know. I'm getting used to it. I had a garden in the city. On my back patio and in the front yard, so I didn't have to really worry about all the bugs I'm dealing with now. Okay, I just walked into a spider web first. Okay, so here is the spaghetti squash plant in the back. It's just taken over, and there's another spaghetti squash on the ground back there. So I'm not too upset, I guess, as long as it's growing. This, I wasn't sure if it was borage. I mean, oh God, I meant broccoli rapini or a broccoli plant. I'm not 100% sure what that is. And then, of course, back there is my cucamelons, which are very prolific. They're like taking over this section. Here is cucumber plants. Let's see if we can find any cucumbers. Oops, I just ripped something. More flowers. All right, let's see. Are there any cucumbers? You really have to go searching. Not seeing any. Oh, but I am hearing the bees. Oh, wait, is that oh yeah. Hey, there's a cucumber back there. So, okay, got some cucumbers coming in. Actually see two of them. Let's see, and then there, oh my gosh, is a huge squash that I'm gonna have to come out and harvest today. And there's another squash plant back there growing in. And let's see, what else do we have? And it looks like I have a bunch of summer squash growing in. Not ready to harvest yet, it looks like. Oh gosh, dropped my gun. Alrighty, let's see what else is happening. I hate to step on this because possible ticks, even though I have on my boots and are sprayed off, but safety first. So let's just walk back around, shall we? Okay, let's see. Oh, I can't wait to harvest it. Looking forward to all the tomatoes because I am a tomato fiend. Before we get too far, this is my asparagus bed out back. I should be able to harvest asparagus next year. I also have some leeks in here. And I have leeks also in my strawberry bed because apparently they grow well together. I'm trying to get tomatoes, or not, oh gosh, strawberries started in this bed. So I actually took it and put it over here, hoping that it would root. And it looks like it might have. I guess we'll see. Okay. So those are my onions. I'm gonna probably come out and cut some of these. These are my potatoes, sweet potatoes, russet, sweet potatoes, russet, I think. I'm just saying, I don't know. I need to put more soil in the bags. But, gosh, this plant is just, it's taking over. Gosh, this spaghetti squash plant, it's just crazy. All right, come back here. Melons, little sweat bees. Here is, ooh, gosh darn it. All right, well, this is my cucumber plant. Trying to get it to wrap and grow through. I'll just have to come out here and mess with it when I'm not recording. Look at my cucamelons. Oh my God, I can't wait to come out here and get some more. They're like prolific. They're everywhere and you can never get them all. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to come out and definitely pluck some of those. All right, and this is my raspberry plant here. It's doing pretty good. That's a baby one coming up. It's full of weeds though, so I'm gonna have to rip those up and out. But yeah, let's go upstairs and take a look-see. So the reason for my gun is we have raccoons, and right up under here is where the hedgehog lives. I actually saw it run through the garden and up here, and that's where they have dug their spot. They live there, so we need to figure out how to get rid of them. All right, here I have two different varieties of blackberry plants. This is a freedom blackberry. This is a Navajo thornless blackberry. And this is a dwarf fig tree, which already has figs. Oh gosh, I hear a bee. Goodness gracious. They just love me. It's not really good light up here, but yeah, figs. I just haven't figured out where I want to plant those yet, which is why they're still sitting up on the deck. And then when you come over here, my tower garden, which I'm going to be planting some more stuff in here soon. But round zucchini here, and I think another there. Like I had to rip out a bunch of stuff yesterday that had died, and so I just took what was in here and planted it in here and some out front. But tatsoi, kale, beans that I harvested from yesterday, lemon, basil, more beans, more kale, another variety of kale, another, something's eating on it, but another round zucchini, Swiss chard. Ooh, goodness gracious. Nursered some flowers, more leeks, because I just replant my leeks. I don't throw them out once we've eaten them. But I will be coming out here and planting some more stuff. I have some stuff in here, but bugs has gotten to it, so it's kind of upset me a lot. This was my fennel. In the back was the kohlrabi. It's been eaten on. In the back is turnips and collards. And then up front is a fairy tale eggplant. This is my Persian lime tree. And this is my Mayor lemon tree, which is going to go in the greenhouse once I get that put up. I'll probably end up putting a fig tree in there too. And then over here, I just kind of threw in some seeds. So this is kale growing back here. And this plant, and those are my compost bags. It's kind of heavy. It's kind of hot. I'll show you another time. But yes, I put compost in there. And that concludes my tour of my garden.